Hey guys, so I'm super excited to be sharing with you 19 of my eyeshadow palettes. Do you realize these are just eyeshadow palettes? So yeah, this is a lot. I did get rid of a few eyeshadow palettes actually just recently, so this is not even all of it that I had in the beginning, but I have really narrowed down to my favorite palettes that I'm keeping, so I'm super excited to be sharing them with you. I'm going to do a mini review on these, and if I have any eye looks of them, those will be linked down below. So if you want to see all the eyeshadow palettes that I have in one video, please keep on watching. Also, guys, I don't know if you noticed, I feel like it's further back now. Let me know if you like that better. I kind of like how I can see everything more. I like how, I don't know, it just feels more like we're having a conversation rather than super close to my face. It could be in the same exact length distance, but I don't know, I just feel like I'm farther away and it's nicer that we can just like chit chat. So I'm going to go from smallest to largest, so let's get started. So my first palette I have is the Tarte Flirt palette. I honestly really love this. It's super nice to take on trips. And it's just so cute. It is all the colors you need for a trip, and it's super pretty. You can still wear it for like nighttime looks, and I just love this. I take it to horse shows, and I think it looks really pretty. I've got a lot of compliments before with this palette, so highly recommend this. It's not too expensive because it's like a mini version, and it's very high quality for what Tarte brings out for eyeshadow, so I would recommend that one. Let's rate them out of 10. So I rate that like a 9 out of 10. My next one are the Makeup Geek eyeshadow palettes. I have Infatuation and then Bronze Solstice. I'll show you those. There is the Bronze Solstice. Here is the Infatuation. I honestly really like this one a lot because it's more of my day-to-day eyewear. I really love to use this one on the go when I need a highlight, so I don't have to bring an extra highlight, so I really love that. And the shade is so pretty. This is probably like my favorite eyeshadow shades. It's rose gold, so love that. They are such good quality that I am very interested in trying more Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I do really like those, and they're super nice to travel with because it does give you all of the shades you need, even though there's only 4. So you wouldn't have to bring a full-on big palette, so I do really, really like that. And the shades are phenomenal. Out of 10, I would rate those like a 10. So yes, I really love those. They're just so pigmented and buttery, creamy, and they just blend very well. Highly, highly recommend those. My next small little palette is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. I like this palette, but it's not for everyday wear, obviously. You guys know I've done like one look on this, and I really haven't used it much since then, but I do like to play with colors. Maybe sometime for another chit chat, get ready get ready with me, I can use this palette. It is really fun. I just never use it that often. So I do like this, but out of 10 for like everything. But out of 10, I probably rate it like 7 or 8 just because I don't use it that much. Price-wise, these are all pretty good because they're just tiny, so they're like a little less than a full-size palette, but you are getting less product obviously, but I think they're worth the price because they are very good quality and you are able to travel with them easier. My next one is the Theory Viseart palette. This one's fine. I do like it. I just don't use these colors that often. I got my first Viseart palette though, and it's fine. I just don't know if it's worth the price, if we're being totally honest right now. I don't know. I really want to play with this palette again though because I love purple, so I definitely am going to try this out again sometime. I really need to play with color more. I have problems with just doing warm undertones and looks like that, so I really want to try this again. So this will be on top on my desk so I can actually try it and not forget about it. My next palette is the Magnify Spice Edition. It's by Rimmel, and this is really good. Like I said, I already got rid of a crap ton of palettes I've had, so these are like the top of the top that I could not part with, even though I still have about 20 palettes. So here is the Magnify Spice Edition by Rimmel, and I love their shades. This is so affordable. It's like $7.99, and you get so many shades, and they work so well. They are buttery, they blend well, and they are very pigmented for the price. I'm like, holy crap, this is probably just as good as some of these high-end palettes that I'm just like, this is so much nicer because it's more affordable. So if you are looking for a drugstore eye palette, please, please pick one of these up. They have a whole bunch of different shades. They have like a blush edition, a nude edition. They have one that has color in it. So definitely out of 10, I would recommend this a 10 because its quality is good, price is good, everything is good. Highly recommend this. My next one is the Lorac palettes. I have a few of them right over here. I have the Lorac Unzipped, and I honestly really like this. It's so pretty. It was one of my first palettes. I have a long video of this, I think. I will just link that down below. It might be a little embarrassing, but I think I have a tutorial a while back ago. But I really do like these shades. I love the unzipped one because it's more rosy tones, which I like more on me. There's one that's, I don't think unzipped. I think it's just called Lorac. Unless it's the second one. I don't really know, but there's one and it has more brown shades in them, but I really like this one. It's really nice to travel with. The shadows are really blendable. They do, however, have some fallout, but it's so easy. You can just wipe it away. Just like the Anastasia palettes that everyone raves about, those have some fallout on it. But I do really like those and they just wipe away, so I don't really care. If you're in the market for another palette, I highly would recommend this. This is really nice for day looks and night looks because you can get pretty deep with that dark shade. And they're just such pretty colors. I am obsessed with the Unbelievable and Unreal. The two right here, that one, and then the one below that. And I highly would recommend this. I would rate it like a 9 out of 10. Here's another Lorac palette I have. It's the Unzipped Desert Sunset. The top is kind of odd because it like bends, but it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't have a mirror though, which kind of sucks, but that's alright. Half the time I do it in a mirror anyways, like a sit down mirror, so it's fine. This one's super pretty. I can play with fun colors like the purple under my eyes or like the pinky coral shades, so I do really like this. They're high quality shadows just like Lorac has. Like I said, a little bit of fallout, but I really haven't tried much shadows that don't have fallout that aren't blendable and nice and pigmented. But yes, I really like this one. Out of usability, I would probably drop it down a point or so just because of that. So I would rate this like a 8-ish. And yeah, I do really like this. You can get some pretty neutral shades in it. I do, however, really like this. You can get some nice day-to-day looks with this color and like that color, but overall for full usability, I would say I like the other ones a little more than this one, but still really great quality if you're in the market for like a pretty sunset eyeshadow look. So definitely check this out if you're interested in those. So my next one is the Tarte in Bloom palette. I actually got this from a friend and she's letting me use it for the time being. I really like this, so I thought I should mention it. But yes, Tarte shadows, I am kind of like, whoa. Like, I didn't know they were going to be that good, and they're just so nice. They do have a little bit of fallout, as you can see on the mirror, but they wipe away super quick, so I honestly don't care much about fallout unless it's, like, sticks to my face too much, but any palette I've been talking about or any ones that's coming up sometimes have fallout. Any palette that I'm going to be talking about or already have some fallout, and they just wipe away really quick, so I really don't see that as a huge factor of not liking an eyeshadow palette. I would highly recommend this for a girl or boy who does very typical day-to-day looks in the office or something, because they have every color you can use is daytime appropriate, and I really like that. My favorite shade to use on here is Firecracker or Rocker. And then I also like to use Funny Girl as like a lid topper to make it a little more sparkly and have the middle of my eyeshadow be more like stand out. So highly recommend this. Out of 10, I'd probably say a 10, maybe 9. 10's a little high. I have to like be in love with it, but I have noticed myself using this quite a bit, so it is pretty good. Has a nice big mirror on this, which I really like. So I said last number is going to be a 10. It's really great, and the price really isn't too much. If you snagged it on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, that was a good price. It was like half off. I would have bought it if I didn't already have this, so highly would recommend this. My next one is the Z palette. I'm going to count it as an eyeshadow palette because it has some eyeshadows in it, obviously. It has a highlighter, blush, and some other little individual shades and stuff. These are super nice because you can put your singles in them and you can still actually use them. I like to use this little cream shade that I got from Mary Kay because I'm almost done with it. And I just use it all over my lid and then I blend it in with colors and stuff. So yes, I really do like my Z palette. I have another one down here later that I do use, but this one's just so nice and like more compact. And if I was going on a trip, I don't know if I'd use this because I just bring all my other stuff, but I do love how you can put literally like all your stuff in here, all your face products, and they can go on the go with you. So that actually is pretty smart, so I might do that when I go to Italy, so we will still see. I don't know. I have some eyeshadow palettes that I really want to bring, so I'm going to do a video of what makeup I'm bringing to Italy, so definitely stay tuned for that. I don't know. I have to really pick out my favorites and pack them when I go for 3 months. If you haven't seen that video, I'll have that link down below. It's my Italy video. I'm traveling to Italy for 3 months, so definitely check that out and see why and how can I do that. So yes, that will be linked down below. Okay, guys, these are the palettes that literally every single person talks about. Literally everyone has either seen it, tried it, love it, hate it. I honestly really haven't heard much people who don't like it, but this is the Soft Glam Anastasia palette. I'm obsessed with this palette. I love it. It does super, super sultry, nice, deep colors for nighttime use, and I love this. Yes, it is powdery, but that is fine. I do not care about powderiness because it wipes away super quick, and it really doesn't get too much on my under eye that I can't wipe it away. It's literally just a few flakes. Not bad. And it has really good transition colors, which I really like, and yeah, I just really love this. I love sultry, and then I like to put bronze on top of it sometimes if I'm feeling really crazy, and then I do like to use the rose pink occasionally as well. And it just has such pretty colors. I'd rate this 10 out of 10, perfect quality, and I've also done a lot of daytime looks with it and nighttime looks, so definitely highly recommend the Anastasia palette. I don't know how the other ones do that people have been talking about, like I don't know, there's like 5 other ones. No, there's a new one out, I think that's Norvina. And then there is one with blue stripes. Then there's the Alyssa Edward one. And then I think a few other ones. But I do not have those. But I don't know the quality of those. Sometimes some of those palettes have a lot of problems with it if you haven't seen those videos in the past. So I'm going to stick to these ones. The Soft Glam, and then I also do have the Modern Renaissance. Highly recommend this one. It has super pretty colors in it. This one was all the rage like a year or 2 ago, and then it kind of took place with the Soft Glam. And then it kind of lost its place with the Soft Glam, but I do still love this palette. Best quality shades, love them, buttery, creamy, pigmented, really great, pretty pinky shades that aren't too pink and neon. So this would be more of an everyday palette, and I do really like this one. But I do like the aspects of the Soft Glam as well, but I do like to use this one. I'm using it today on my eyes right now. I love this antique bronze on my lid. So pretty. And then I also like to play around with the pinky colors and do like a halo eye with those. 10 out of 10. Recommend. My next palette is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I don't know how I feel about this one, if we're being honest. It was my first ever palette, and it doesn't smell old, so I'm just going to keep it, I guess. But I haven't really used it in a very, very long time. I don't know how I feel about these shades. They're fine, because I thought they were really phenomenal, but then I tried some new ones, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I don't know how I would recommend this. I'd probably honestly rate it like 5 out of 10. It's fine. It's really great for a beginner, and I do really like this hazelnut shade. It's super pretty, and I would say just for a beginner, it's a really great palette. If you're super into makeup, I don't know how well you will like this, but I do like it because it has some sentimental value because it was like the first palette I've ever bought. Love that. So out of 10, like a 5 out of 10. It's fine to get, but I just would not recommend that, and it would not be on my top list. Okay, so my next palette is 2 more Lorac palettes. These are the original Pro and then the Pro 3. I like the Pro 3 better, but I do like the Lorac first one, the normal one, and it has really pretty everyday colors. I rate this like a 9 out of 10. The shadows are really good, but I do like a few other palettes more than this one, so that's why I dropped down a point. But these are super pretty. These would be really good for a beginner as well, and I really love the shades. It's super neutral, perfect for everyday wear, everyday like the office and stuff, so I do like this. Not my top favorite, but I do like it enough to keep it in my collection, and I like the quality, so yeah. I do like the Pro 3 a little better just because of the shades in it, the color shades. Don't mind this one. I used it to help my friend for a drag show, so that is why that is all messed up. I never really even used the black, so I was like, we'll just do that, and it makes the palette look kind of ugly, but it's fine. I still use it. I really like these 4 shades as lid colors. They're super pretty, so I would recommend getting this one over this one just because of my preferences. But if you like more like brown shades, then I would get the first one. But I do really like this one, and it has super pretty shades, pigmented, creamy, blends so well. Like, out of all these palettes, I would say Lorac shadows blend really well just because they're so light and you can build them up pretty well. I would say the Anastasia ones are good to blend. They blend very well, but they're kind of scary if you don't wear makeup that often. If you want to get into makeup, I would say the Lorac palettes or any of the Tarte palettes are really good to get started with because they're not heavily pigmented, that you can build it up more easier than you can with the Anastasia ones, because I feel like those build up super quick, but I do really like them because of the quality. So yes, overall I do like this palette. I would rate this one a 9 out of 10 as well. This one I would just, however, use more than this one. Okay, my next one is the Warrior by Juvia's Place. I really like this palette. I haven't used it that often though, but I do like the colors. Like I said, I really love like pretty rose gold shades, rose bronze, and then the Amina, and Benin. I like those. I haven't really used it that much, so I don't know. So I don't have like the best review over it. I think they're fine. I'm not for sure if I'll buy more from them just because I've heard some stuff online about them. So we'll see. I do want to keep this in my collection and try it a few more times, but overall it's fine. Out of 10, 7 or 8. Okay, we are almost done. I have so many palettes. I can't believe like I have 19 and I just got rid of a good chunk. I either sold them, threw them away, or donated them. So my next one is the Ulta Beauty Z palette. These are both Z palettes that just collaborated with Ulta or Sephora. This one's obviously bigger and it doesn't have as many shades in it. I thought I liked the bigger one, but I honestly don't really like it because it's not as portable and not as like normal as a palette would be, because this is massive. And honestly, sometimes I really don't want everything so big. So this one's fine. Has a lot of random shades that I don't use in here, but I don't want to throw them away, so I keep them in here. I don't know what to do with them. I might throw them away, who knows. They'll just stay in here for now. But yeah, I do really like the Z palettes because you can customize whatever you want in there. And honestly, that would be very, very cost effective and honestly more space provided for this in here if I put all my blush, eyeshadow, and all that stuff in here. So I might think about that, think of some nice combos I can put in there so I don't have to bring as much makeup over when I do go. So that is very much a thought in my head now. Didn't really think about that till now, so I'm glad I made this video to get that idea rolling in my head. And then my last two are these Morphe palettes. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette. You guys know I do really like this palette. Haven't used it in a very long time. I actually let my friend borrow it for a good while, so I'm glad to have it back in my possession. Has really pretty shades, pretty pigmented. I like it. I don't like how it doesn't have a mirror, and like these huge palettes are great, but I do, however, notice myself not using them as much as I would a little palette, so that is just me. I do like the shades. I love the quality and I love the price range Morphe has, so I do like this. Out of 10, I would probably rate it like a 7 out of 10 just because of the easeability of it. I don't know if that's a word, but I just don't use it that much because it's so big. If you like bigger palettes and you think you get the use out of all these colors, that's good. Then I think you would really like this palette and the next one I'm going to show. But overall, I don't really use the huge palettes as much. And I don't really like huge palettes too because I know I'm not going to use every color and I'd rather just get a smaller palette and try to use all the colors. So 7 out of 10, good quality, good price range for sure. Do like it, but not one I would recommend to everyone. And then my next big palette is the Morphe x James Charles palette. It has some hairspray and stuff on it from my friend. So that's that. And then here is what it looks like inside. I really do like this palette. I love the colors. I know a lot of hate went on James for that, and I'm not for sure how I feel about that. I did, however, unsubscribe and unfollow him on Instagram, but I don't know how I feel. Who knows? But I'm not saying I won't resubscribe or follow again in the future. I'm not really for sure. I'm kind of indifferent with it right now. But yeah, I do really like this palette. It really got me in the colorful mood. and I do have a video of me doing like the James Charles look on it, and I really love that video. So I will have that linked down below. It was super pretty and fun to play with this. I think the look that I created was super pretty, and it was super fun to use this. I'll put a picture up right now really quick, and yeah, I do like it. But like I said, the big palettes, I don't know about them. They just take up so much space. They're very, I feel like, unpractical to travel with. Even though some people say they travel with a huge palette, I'm not that person. I love small things to travel with just so I don't have as much to carry and it's not as heavy, less to break. So yes, that is all the palettes I have. That was a long rundown of reviews on these palettes as well. I hope you guys liked watching this. Please subscribe down below and like this video if you liked watching it, and put some comments down below of what palettes you've tried and what you like, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye guys!